Have you ever felt that deep inner conflict between what society calls success and what your heart knows to be true? I remember being surrounded by all the quote-unquote right things, yet feeling this persistent whisper that something was missing. That whisper? It was my inner wisdom trying to guide me home to myself. Today, I'm diving deep into what happens when we dare to redefine success through the lens of connection and purpose to self. Welcome back to Hustle and Heart Podcast. I'm Vanessa, and today's episode is quite a special one. We're talking about something that transformed my entire life, the courage to redefine success on my own terms. If you're feeling that tension between society's definition of success and what your heart is calling you toward, then this episode is for you. Let me take you to the moment that changed everything. It was just past about 9 p.m. on a Tuesday when I pulled up to my home. The house was completely dark except for the dim front light, and the casting shadows across our family photos were hanging in the window. As I sat there in my car, gripping the steering wheel, the reality of what I missed hit me like a wave. Another family dinner gone, another bedtime story unread, another chance to be the last person my son Jay sees before drifting off to sleep, all lost to important work commitments. You know that achievement-driven voice in your head? Mine was right there whispering, this is what success looks like. Keep pushing, Ness. Keep going. This is the price of making it. But something else was speaking louder that night. It wasn't a voice. It was a physical ache in my chest, a heaviness that felt like it was crushing me from the inside. Sitting there in the dark, I could almost hear the echo of Jay's little voice from that morning. Mommy, will you be home for story time tonight? The silence of my empty car held the weight of another broken promise. You see, I had mastered the art of hyper-independence. Every milestone checked off, the career, the material success, the ability to do it all on my own, all that good stuff. From the outside, I was living the dream, but inside, I was exhausting myself trying to prove something that didn't need proving. Here's what I've learned about true fulfillment. It doesn't come from pushing through or forcing things to happen. It comes from learning to trust your emotional wisdom. Through therapy, I discovered something profound. My drive for hyper-independence wasn't ambition. It was a survival mechanism I developed long time ago. You know, this reminds me of something powerful that Brené Brown talks about. Let me share a clip with you that really shifted my perspective on worthiness and success.
We try to combat not being enough by pleasing and performing and perfecting. We go through our lives trying to be who we think we're supposed to be, doing and saying what we think people want to hear, putting on whatever mask or face we think we need to put on for that moment. And what that leaves us is exhausted. When we're pleasing and perfecting and performing, we end up saying yes a lot when we mean no, right? And we also end up saying no when we mean, oh, heck yes, I want to do that. I really want to do that. And you know what? Even though I have a lot of work, I want to do it now. I don't want to do it 5 pounds from now. I don't want to do it when I'm great. I don't want to do it when I've practiced. I just want to do it now. But we don't have those boundaries when we don't feel like we're worthy and enough. So how do we do things without resentment? And it takes boundaries. So in the end, I think if we take away anything from the authenticity piece, it is about the courage to be imperfect, to be vulnerable, and to set boundaries. Because the whole idea of I am enough starts with enough. Here's the part where we all struggle. Worthiness does not have prerequisites. We need to find a way to engage with the world from a place of worthiness. We need to find a way to say, I'm enough. This is who I am.
Isn't that powerful? How many of us have been caught in this cycle of pleasing, performing, and perfecting? I know I certainly was. What resonates most with me from Brené's wisdom is this fundamental truth. Worthiness doesn't have prerequisites. We don't need to earn our right to exist, to take up space, or to pursue our dreams, no matter what those dreams are. The real breakthrough came when I started paying attention to how things felt, not just how they looked. When I made decisions, I learned to ask myself, does this energize me or drain me. This wasn't just about gut instinct. It was about waiting for emotional clarity. Sometimes that meant sitting with uncertainty for days or weeks until the right path became clear. The most beautiful part, when I started responding to life instead of forcing it, everything shifted. Yes, I still had goals and really big dreams, but they came from a different place. Instead of pushing against the current, I learned to flow with it. Some people didn't understand, still don't understand this new version of me, and that's quite all right with me. What matters most, and for the first time ever, I feel aligned with my true nature. Today, success looks different for me. It's in the moments when I'm fully present with my son, both of us laughing until our sides hurt. I'm making memories with my family. It's creating a home that feels like a sanctuary of peace and love. It's in building a business that energizes me rather than depletes me. And here's what's fascinating. When I stopped chasing success and started following my energy, more opportunities naturally flowed into my life. That's the power of working with your natural rhythm rather than against it. Being in flow. You know what's more fascinating? Is when we finally step into that place of I am enough, everything shifts automatically. It's not about lowering our standards or giving up on excellence. It's about approaching our goals from a place of wholeness rather than lack. As Brené so beautifully pointed out, we need to find ways to engage with the world from a place of worthiness, not despite our imperfections, but with them. If you're feeling called to redefine success for yourself, here's what I've learned from my journey and from wisdom keepers like Brené. Number 1, trust your emotional wisdom. Success isn't just about logic and plans. Pay attention to how different choices feel within your body. When something feels right, there's a sense of expansion, of energy flowing. Number 2, practice responsive living. Instead of forcing opportunities, try waiting for what naturally calls to you. When something lights you up, that's your signal to engage. Tap into that. Number 3, create space for clarity. Sometimes the best action is no action. Give yourself permission to wait for emotional clarity before making big decisions. Number 4, honor your evolution. When you change, some relationships might shift, and that's okay. The right people will celebrate every version of you, and if they don't, then they're not your people. Number 5, define success through impact. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What kind of impact do I want to have? Let these answers guide your choices. And last, number 6, embrace imperfection. Remember what Brené shared. The courage to be imperfect is key to authentic living. Your worthiness isn't tied to your achievements or others' approval. Before we wrap up, I want you to know something. Redefining success isn't about lowering your ambitions. It's about aligning them with your true nature. It's about creating a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. I'd love to hear what success means to you. Share your thoughts with me on Instagram or leave a comment on this episode. Remember, your journey is unique, and that's exactly how it should be. You've been listening to the Hustle and Heart podcast with Vanessa. Here's to creating success that feels like coming home to yourself. Until next time, mi gente, keep trusting your inner wisdom. Ciao.